Hello everyone, my name is Prajeet Tripathy, and in my TED Talk today, I come here to talk about a significant moment in most students' high school careers, the college admissions process. For many students, it is either a dreadful time or the most exciting time of their lives. The decision of what school we choose influences and impacts our future in many ways. In a sense, it is unbelievable that this one life-changing decision we make will shape up our future aspirations. Especially for me. When I first entered high school, the thought of college and entering into adulthood was more than exciting and entertaining to me. It was all part of growing up. And within a nick of time, I was already there. My junior year summer, applying to colleges. In a time like COVID-19, I had a lot of questions and concerns with the college admissions process. It was hard having a lack of guidance and understanding of what I was supposed to do. To shed some light, I'm here today to explore the entire process of college admissions, to give you guys insight and advice. In fact, I want to explore the truth of the college admissions process. Now, you might be asking yourself, what do I mean by the truth? Well, let's first look at schools one can choose to apply to. See, whether we apply to a specific university of our liking, our dream school, or safeties to guarantee our admissions to a university, as you guys can see on your screen, or even just exploring many universities to get a wide range of ideas of different campus environments, different programs offered, and much more, as you guys can see a wide range of universities. In a sense, ideally, you want to have an appropriate range of schools of not only just your liking, but are realistic enough for you to have offers to choose from. In fact, I'd advise having some safeties on your list, some meet the requirements types of schools, and some dream schools of your liking. Having a wide range of schools will give you the best chances of choosing the perfect university of your fitting. Now, when putting together a presentation of the most important aspects to the college admissions process, many of us don't know about the different types one can apply to a university. As seen by the two sources of US News and GreatCollegeAdvice.com, both fantastic and reliable sources, we have early decision, early action, and regular decision. Now, early decision, which is usually in the time period of November 1st, but due to COVID this year, some schools had a deadline of November 15th instead, revolves around an applicant applying, insisting that this is a university of their liking. And if they are accepted, they are mandatory to take that offer and can't consider any other schools. A lot of schools have early decision like Northwestern, however, not all universities follow ED. Instead, they have early action, which is where applicants apply at a deadline, which is usually November 1st. However, due to COVID this year, some schools have a deadline of the 15th of November, where they'll get their admissions decision earlier than the regular decision applicants. And lastly, there's a traditional way to apply to university, which is regular decision, which is past November 1st, and applicant can choose to apply to any university of their liking. They won't receive a decision until April 1st, however, which in a sense, overall, gives them a month to commit to a university, which isn't a lot of time, so that's why a lot of people go for early action. So again, the three ways you can apply are early decision, early action, and regular decision. Now, to move on, I will now discuss the different platforms an applicant has when it comes to applying to universities. Now, be sure to check out the university website to ideally see what platforms they accept. Typically, some of the biggest platforms are the Common App and Coalition. However, many universities have their own applications that applicants can submit on their website. Be sure to look at these details on the university of your choosing when applying. Now, on these applications, you will talk about your test scores, your activities, your GPA, address your honor words, and write essays/short answers that represent who you are as an applicant. This usually is the most stressful part of the college admissions process, in my opinion. Sitting there and working on these things can take hours, weeks, and months of time and effort. This is the only way college admissions officers get an idea of your identity. So be sure to not only achieve at an academic level, but also be thriving outside of the classroom, which includes activities, sports, and much more. Now, I get it. Throwing all this information at once must be very confusing and ideally concerning. However, here are tips that truly helped me when I asked one of the biggest questions in my span of applying: what the college admissions process meant to me. Now, there are three ways and conclusions to describe it. One, it was time consuming. I had to spend hours and hours writing essays, thinking of my best achievements, and looking for my honor awards, and much more. Two, it was stressful. an obvious depiction of the college admissions process. It takes a lot of hard work and dedication to get done in a specific time frame. Also, you always question if your work is good enough because you're competing against other students. And talking about competing, my third is competition. In a way, it feels like you're competing against other students. If someone has a higher GPA or test score than you, although you believe you're a good candidate, don't get me wrong, you feel the pressure and start thinking about what to find someone being good enough to get accepted to a specific university. Now, these are 3 conclusions that I thought of on a daily basis and influenced my mentality throughout this college admissions process, in a good way. What do I mean? Well, I, in a sense, developed a mindset to help me succeed. To not stress myself or put myself under anxiety or pressure. I came up with these tips that I can provide for the rest of you all listening. First of all, it's important to be healthy. Put your mental and physical health first, making it a priority. It's important to take care of yourself, make sure you're doing well, because you can't work well if you're not feeling well and if you're under pressure. And another thing that helped me succeed is doing relaxation activities and socializing. It's important to not be locked up in a computer screen and to be out in the open, not be isolated. You better think when you're out and you're free-minded. And 3, learn from the best. I can't stress this enough. Get advice from older students. Get their input and have them read your essays. And don't be afraid to ask. It's always good to ask them. And 4, listen to music. Music lets me get in the moment. It is so calm, relaxing, and helps me to write and help my brain think. Music has seemed to free up the mind and even help concentrate. So I recommend listening to some music. There's a lot of lo-fi beats on Spotify. And the next thing that's so important to not let it get to you are expectations. Don't compare your stats to others. Really, I can't stress this enough. You're each a unique applicant. Don't think of yourself as a competition. And also believe in yourself. Don't underestimate your capabilities. Set an expectation for yourself, and regardless if you get rejected, deferred, waitlisted, or accepted, everything will work out in the end. You'll find happiness regardless. But in the most important advice I can provide, develop a strong work ethic. Having a good work ethic, more importantly, a balance of hard work and enjoyment, will get you so much in achievements. Don't rush it. Don't procrastinate. Find a balance and double check every key detail in your application. Because once you submit, you may not be lucky to make those changes. So be careful with the process and work hard. Be dedicated and work through it. A couple of months, that hard work will mean something special. Now, also in that time period, I talked about being accepted, rejected, deferred, and waitlisted. These are different ways that a person can get the results with the college admissions process. Accepted means you're offered admissions to the university. Rejected means you're not offered admissions to the university. Waitlisted means you're a strong candidate. However, they're not going to offer admissions at the time, in which you have to wait for another person who got into the school to deny their offer to give yourself a chance to get into that university. And deferred means you're being put into the regular decision. You apply as an early action applicant or even early decision applicant. However, you will be put into the regular decision applicant pool. Just to be sure that you guys got an idea of what that is. Now, to conclude my presentation and my TED Talk, I want to talk about one of the most inspiring quotes that truly influenced my thoughts on the college admissions process. In fact, the quote is by Dr. Martin Luther King, and what he said is, the quote, "The function of education is to teach one to think intensively and to think critically. Intelligence plus character, that is the goal of true education." End quote. Even if you don't make it to the school of your dreams, or even if you decide that college isn't the right choice for you, true education, as said by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., is a combination of intelligence and character. A creative mindset and a hard work ethic can drive you on the road of success. No matter what education you receive in life, you're talented in your own ways. The college admissions process shouldn't interfere with your mental health. If you're not accepted, don't think you weren't good enough. Everything happens for a reason, and whatever happens, everything will work out well in the end. And my last advice to conclude this entire presentation is never doubt yourself and always have hope. Optimism goes a long way with the college admissions process. It's always important to best believe in yourself throughout all of it. Now, I want to thank everyone for your time. I just want to say everyone to take care, and thank you for listening to my presentation. Goodbye.